Hey girl, I said y'all weren't gonna get 2 days of me being cute, but apparently I lied because you are. So if I were to title this car chat, I would title it Fat, Black, and Loud. Just girl, get in here, let's talk. Hello my beautiful queens, and welcome to another video. Listen, if you are new, welcome. My name is Joy Amor. I am the resident plus size queen, fat advocate around these parts, and I'm definitely fat, black, and loud. Okay, so listen, if you like my content and you're curious about what I have to say and what my thoughts are, then definitely stick around. Make sure that you hit the like button and you also subscribe. Let me know that you're here. If you are new, I am going to be bringing back homework and housekeeping, so I will be doing shout outs. So make sure that you're following me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and right here on YouTube. Again, make sure that you subscribe, hit the like button, and also hit the share. So everybody wants to do car chats. Car chats are going to be my thoughts, me sitting in my car. I decided to do 2 car chats because I had 2 different ideas of things that I wanted to talk about, kind of similar subjects. So that's what I want to talk about. If you have any ideas about conversations that you would like for me to cover, these are going to be strictly for you. These are going to kind of replace my cooking show. A lot of people wanted to know why I stopped doing the cooking show. I stopped doing the cooking show because it started to really be difficult to manage. And so I'm thinking possibly about bringing it back in the future. But for the meantime, let's do the car chats, right? So, fat, black, and loud. So, we talked yesterday, well, in the previous video, about how people have these all-encompassing bias that they don't know that they have. And some of them know that they have them and they're completely okay. And a lot of times we take these sensitivity trainings and we take these bias trainings and these workshops, and sometimes we're required to, and they're supposed to teach us different ways of how to have, how to not be closet racist, how to not be sexist, how to not be ageist. But I don't think I've ever seen one on how to not be fat phobic, right? Or to be to discriminate against someone, or to diagnose people when you don't really know anything else about them, right? That tends to bother us. But I want to just step a little bit further than that. When it comes to being morbidly obese, when it comes to being fat, when it comes to be plus size, there are stereotypes that we deal with more often than none and more often than others. One of those things that I deal with is that because I am a plus size woman who is not quiet, because I am a plus size woman who is not a wallflower, because I am a plus size woman that tends to stick up for herself, and not only, that's why I call myself a fat advocate, and I will forever, just like I'm an LGBT advocate now, I am definitely an advocate for LGBT. I'm also an advocate for disabled people. I have a lot of different things that are after my heart, but the number one thing is women and children. Just because I was raised by a single mom and I know the things that my mom went through. So I'm really, really big on helping women and children. I'm an advocate. And even though I don't have children, and even though I'm not a child, I'm still an advocate. And I will always be a fat advocate. But one of the things that we deal with, I think that we have a higher propensity to deal with than other people, especially when it's being stereotyped, is that if we are not a wallflower, if we do not just sit down and be quiet, we tend to pay for it. I know that for me, not only do I advocate for myself, like for example, there was a previous video that I did where I went to the Versace mansion and I was mistreated there. And a lot of people made several comments about how they don't understand why. Sorry. They made several comments about how they don't understand why it is that they wouldn't spend their money there. They would just leave. They wouldn't say anything. They would just turn around and leave. See, that's the problem. That's the problem. That's what they want. That's what people want you to do. Do you think that if no one ever said anything and they just didn't deal with it, or they chose just not to spend their money there, or they chose no, do you think that that would bring about change? No, because that's what they want anyway. No, you're going to serve me. You're going to treat me like a human being. And not only are you going to treat me right, but you're going to treat every person that comes behind me. So the next time you get another plus size black woman, you're going to think twice about mistreating her. I'm going to always stand up for myself because I think about that. I think about when I'm standing up for myself, it's not just about me. There has been a lot of rules that have been implemented because I stood up for myself. There's been times where, do I want to go here? Yeah, I got time. I want to go here. There's been times where I stood up for myself in a crowd, or I stood up for myself at a job, or in a situation where normally it's better for us to just keep quiet and nod our heads and complain in the lunchroom or complain in the smoker section. Because, you know, that's where all the information gets shared, is in the smoker section, okay? If you didn't know that, now you know. But there's been times where I was the one that said, this ain't right. You can't do this. I mean, let me give you an example. I was working with the guy one time. I'm not going to say his name, but I was working with the guy one time. And I have been coming to work. Oh, God, I'm going to regret talking about this. You can't weaponize my truth, girl. You can't weaponize my truth. It is what it is. You don't think I got a job anyway, so fuck you hoes. I have been coming to work, and I have been dealing with them never having the proper chair that I needed. They were always trying to give me this uncomfortable ass raggedy chair that every time I sat in that chair, it would cause me to be in so much pain. My whole body would hurt. And I kept telling them, listen, I filled out my ADA paperwork, okay? And I told them, listen, you guys are required to provide me with adequate seating. This chair is uncomfortable, and not only is it uncomfortable, but it was already broken when I got here. So I sent an email. I sent an email to my manager. My manager went on vacation and was like, girl, they not paying me enough, but I'll deal with this shit when I get back. So I went to my manager's manager. He told me that he didn't have nothing to do with it, that I needed to go to our real estate department because chairs were considered real estate. I said, okay. I went to my HR lady. I said, listen, Bill, oh shit. Well, Bill was our director at the time. Hey, Bill, if you watching. I said, Bill say he don't know nothing about no ADA compliance, and he don't know nothing about no chairs. I said it just like this. Bill say he doesn't know what I'm talking about, and he doesn't care that I don't have a chair. I said, so listen, I'm going home for the day. I want to be paid and compensated for my time for today. I'm not using my PTO, and y'all can call me and let me know when you will have my ADA compliant workspace prepared for me. I will see y'all on Monday. So that was Friday, okay? So Monday, I come to work, and I sit at my desk. They have not changed my chair. So about 5 minutes, 10 minutes, as you know, when you first get to work, you got like 7 to 15 minutes of what they call read time or unavailable time for you to read the news or catch up on whatever updates there is, whatever. So I do that, and I get a call, and it's Bill. And he said, can you come down here and see me? Now, when I walked up these stairs, mind you, the building that we were in did not have an elevator, okay? The building only had 2 sets of 22 steps. I counted the steps. So it had 2 set of stairs. Now, anybody who knows, a building has to be up to code and ADA compliant. You're supposed to have an elevator. That building didn't have an elevator because what they would do is they would put all of the fat people, and I'm just being real, they would put all of the fat people and all of the wheelchair bound people downstairs. So let's say, for example, they got a new person who was in a wheelchair. No matter what department they were in, they would make somebody from upstairs, or they would make somebody who was already downstairs move upstairs to put the disabled person downstairs instead of getting the elevator fixed and doing what they needed to do to bring the building up to code. So I told him, I'm like, Bill, I just walked by your desk on my way up these stairs. Why did you wait for me to get upstairs and call me to tell me that you wanted to talk to me? I said, if you want to talk to me, it's a meeting room up here. You're going to have to come up these stairs and meet me in this meeting room. Mind you, my manager is on vacation for the weekend. Well, she's on vacation. She left for the weekend. This is Monday, and she's not coming back till like the following Monday. So Bill says, okay. So he comes up and he pulls me to the side and he's like, what's going on? I said, listen, you don't got me no chair. He said, Joy, I don't know nothing about getting the chair. I said, well, so what am I supposed to do? I said, I'm supposed to just be fat in here standing up working while everybody else is sitting down? I said, I have a desk that, can get raised up, which took me 8 months to get. Now, y'all hoes need to get me a chair. What's the tea? So he was like, okay. So now why he came all the way upstairs just to tell me that, I don't know. So he goes back downstairs. So I'm working, dealing with my accounts, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And billing, we go to billing. I was over like 10 different states. So that meant that I had a rolling billing time, like every hour or so, where I had to have billing completed depending on what time zone I was in. So it was coming up time for me to get 5 o'clock billing, but it was on Eastern, our current Eastern time. So Bill calls me again. I'm like, Bill, what's up? He was like, here's my credit card. He was like, here's the website. Go on the website and order your chair. I said, are you sure? He said, yes, I just got it approved. I said, well, which chair do I order? He said, get whatever chair you want. Just order the damn chair. I said, okay. So he gives me his credit card. Apparently, we had some kind of like a state website. It was like real estate. And basically, they had a whole bunch of stuff on there like chairs and desks and just all kinds of computers and just shit. Just all kinds of stuff. But it was called the real estate department. Whoever knew that was called real estate? I thought that would be buildings. But anyway, so I ordered my chair. So in the meantime, between time, I'm still sitting in this uncomfortable ass chair. So the people deliver my chair. They call me and they say, hey, your chair is downstairs. I said, who going down there to get that chair? Y'all better bring that chair up here. So them men bring the chair upstairs. So the chair's in a box. So I called back down the stairs. I said, Bill, they done delivered this chair up here in this box. Who gonna put this chair together? So Bill comes up the stairs. He said, my Joy, what do you want me to do? I said, I want you to put this chair together. He was like, you want me to put the chair together? I said, well, I don't know. I'm not gonna put it together. So Bill and the maintenance guy put my chair together. I said, Bill, don't be on that bullshit. I say, if I sit in this chair and it break, I'm gonna sue y'all asses. He was like, Joy, you know what? I'm going home. Do what you want to do. So I sit in the chair. Boom. Okay. So I got my chair. Everything's good. So I worked that week. Think nothing of it. We straight. My manager comes back. She was like, oh, I see you got your chair. I'm like, yeah, ho, I got my chair. Lo and behold, I started getting emails. Joy, I got sciatica. I got ADA. I've been missing work because I'm having cramps in my legs. I got varicose veins. I can't sit in this chair. I've been here 10 years. My chair's been broken. They won't get me a new chair. Joy, can you please ask them to get me a chair? Matter of fact, not only did I get one email, I got about 10 different people who emailed me telling me the different problems that they were having and asking me for the ADA compliant paperwork, asking me if it justified for them to have ADA, asking me what they needed to do to be able to get a chair because they were having back problems. They were having to take narcotics just to get through the day because they were in so much pain. And not every person that was messaging me was big. Matter of fact, I and only one other guy who were big in the whole department. And the other guy had literally, he called me. He said, hey, can you come over here? I said, yeah, man, what's up? He was like, well, I don't really want to talk on the phone. He said, can you come over here? I said, well, Skype me. I said, just message me on Skype or Microsoft Teams. And he was like, well, I much prefer if we could just talk in person. So I take my ass over there. And I'm like, what's up? And he was like, look, the whole left side of his chair is missing. The chair just gone. Okay? He's been sitting like that and working like that every single day for like 2 years. So bad until the chair has like made a scar on his waist. He's not even big. He's tall, but he's not a big guy. And so he had to put duct tape on the chair arm to keep it from digging into him because he couldn't fit into his chair. So he was like, hey, can you get me a chair? So what I did was I went around to everyone's office, took pictures of their chair, had them fill out a form that, you know, their start date, the problems that they're having, you know, what they needed. And I took it to our HR lady. Hey, girl. And our HR lady, I do believe, used to smoke weed. But anyway, that's really not relevant. But I took it to our HR lady. And I said, listen, we have this many people who are having problems. And they really, you know, their chairs don't work. They're uncomfortable. They're having medical issues. So she told me, she kind of was like, you know what, Joy, this has been a problem for a really long time. And she was like, so you know what? I'm going to take this to Miami or Miramar. I hope I don't give away where I used to work. Well, it don't matter. I work for Bacardi, so whatever. Well, the liquor distributor who distributed Bacardi. So, lo and behold, to make a long 10-minute story short, every single person who was having problems, whether they were plus size or heavy set or not, whether they were old, young, black, white, purple, green, got their chairs upgraded. Because I spoke out about an issue that was pre-existing to me. But I didn't know other people was having problems. But for whatever reason, everybody seemed to feel like, oh, well, it doesn't matter, Joy. You're the big one. So people already look at you crazy. So you go ahead and you be the trailblazer. You be the one that takes the brunt of the situation. You be the one that gets yelled at. Because as long as you getting yelled at, ain't none of the rest of us getting yelled at. And they won't tell you no. But that's why. When you have an issue and when you have a problem and when you stick up for yourself, that is confidence. That is courage. You have to stick up for yourself because you also have to stick up for other people. And when you stick up for yourself and you lay down the law and you say, listen, this is not right, this is not okay, you can't treat me this way, it's not about being entitled. Everybody deserves respect. So listen, I say that to say, don't minimize yourself and your experience because being who you are makes other people uncomfortable. If you are experiencing something that makes someone else uncomfortable, stand up for yourself. Don't be afraid to not sink into the background. I know that a lot of people have become introverted, or they've become shy, or they've been afraid to say something out of fear that they were going to be ridiculed or made fun of or talked down to or talked bad about. But listen, when you stand up for yourself, you stand up for other people too. Those people that came before you but didn't have the courage, or maybe they were too beaten down to stand up for themselves, or those that will come after you that need a little bit more of a push and they need a little bit more support. So for me, I don't care what nobody say. I'm going to always stand up for myself. And no matter what situation I'm in, no matter how fat I am, no matter if I'm fat and nasty, fat as fuck, fat and disgusting, I don't give a fuck what you say. I'm going to stand up for myself. And I'm not going to let anybody treat me in every kind of way. Because you know why? Because there's a lot of people who deserve to be getting treated better than they get treated. And I believe that there's people under the sound of my voice, you included, that are putting up with some bullshit that they shouldn't be putting up with. And my hope is not just that you see me wear pretty clothes, not just that you see me try on clothes, because I know that that's the way a lot of you guys found me. But I ask you, please don't put me in a box, because I have a lot more value to add than just trying on clothes. And one of those is I'm an advocate. I'm not advocating being fat, but I'm definitely advocating freedom. Period. Listen, if you are afraid or scared and confused, girl, don't be. Live your best life and do it on your terms. Period. Listen, if you want to have a subject for us to talk about for our car chats and you want to keep it real, like 100% real, and even if you want to remain anonymous and you just got something that you want to get off of your chest, girl, and you want me to talk about it in the car, then girl, put it down below in the comment section. Okay, listen, I love you to the moon and back. Beauty is a state of mind, not body. My mind stuck on gorgeous. What are you thinking? I want to know. I love you, girl, and I will see you in a couple days. Probably not tomorrow, but in a couple days. Bye, girl.